review of the Thursday evening group. Now, first of all, I want to welcome our president, Tom Ryan, who's
behind you.
Behind me. Okay. Yeah. We're delighted to have him here. Just to remind people who might not be that familiar with the United Arts Club, that we have been in existence for in excess of 110 years, promoting the arts, the visual arts, as you see here this evening, but we also promote the other arts, music, drama, literature, just so that people realise that. There was a nice bit of music. Yeah. So just so that you know what the United Arts Club is all about. This evening we're here for this wonderful exhibition, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce here beside me the Deputy Lord Mayor of Dublin, Councillor Paddy McCartan. Did I get your name right? Yes. And he will do the honours.
Well, thank you very much, and I'm delighted to be here this evening on behalf of the Lord Mayor. And I'm delighted to that Tom said to me not to mention it, but I'm going to mention it anyway, that next Wednesday he's going to have a big birthday. Now, I don't know...
90.
It's a 90th birthday. It's a remarkable... I'll be talking to Tom later about where the celebrations are going to be.
Contributions.
So, no, in terms of, I've been talking to Brian, and obviously, I think not only you know my wife, who has some drawings on exhibit here this evening, and that's where I became familiar with the workings of this particular group. And from the time, the innovation of 14, 16 years ago, given all the strands that comprise the visual arts, it is a very, very impressive contribution. And particularly on Dublin City Council, we have many different committees on the council, but one of the most important ones is the Arts and Culture SPC, Strategic Policy Committee. And that is about fostering the contribution towards the arts and culture. And I think it's particularly relevant that, given that it's 14, 15 years ago, Culture Night, which I've only realised now, Brian was telling me that you contribute here on that night. And it's been a fantastic development for Dublin, but it has also gone nationwide. That Culture Night, which is on the 20th of September, is going to be one of the big events right throughout the country. So, in terms of what Brian has done and this exhibition in particular, now I'm only just being made aware of all how all this evolved, and if I might just check my notes here, because I usually prefer not to speak in notes, but I want to make sure that everybody's recognised, from illustrators, printers, painters, printmakers, animators, sculptors, architects. And I thought the ethos of observational drawing, self-directed, that has strikes a chord with me, and it's a workshop, not a taught class. And I'm learning about this all the time. So Brian is the backbone to this, and everybody who I speak to recognises that, and it's such an important contribution. So I think it's particularly relevant, given that we're coming up to Cultural Night and the importance of this club. And I was saying to Tom, I've been in this club, I think I was in this club many times when it was after hours, and I'm sure a lot of you have been as well. And I don't know whether that sort of thing still goes on, but hopefully it does. So I just want to wish all those who have put in their drawings there this evening. I'm a little bit, when Paula showed me, first of all, some of the drawings, now I'm a little bit reticent when I see drawings like that, but I sort of got used to them walking around the house there now. So I don't know so I don't know whether any of the artists here, if they're artists here, whether I recognise them with their clothes on or so listen, I want to thank you very much, and it's a great honour to open this exhibition, and thank you to Brian. And he wants me to acknowledge the contribution, when he's not here, of Damien and John, and of course to recognise the contribution of Sheila, Breed and Alba. And if I've left anybody out, I apologise. So thank you very much.
Great, very well done. Thank you.
Now, before you all kind of start going around deciding which ones to buy, in which case I'm over there, you can come over to me, but I would like to invite Damien Davey to come up here and say a few words.
Grand.
Thank you. Well, for myself and on behalf of all the exhibitors, I'd like to say a very, very sincere thank you to you, Brian, for all the work you do in organising this exhibition. Publicity, the invitations, having the people make all the submissions on time, and not only that, all the effort you put into organising the life drawing sessions every week, getting the room ready, getting the artists organised and all the rest of it. So a sincere thank you from all of us. Thank you. So I'd just like to give you this and hope it goes down smoothly.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Yeah.
Don't waste it now.
Okay.
So you're not going to say
No,
a few
no.
words?
Well, Tom, do you want to say a few
No,
words?
no. You really do. I will, of course.
Go on and move into the centre there.
In my span, I mentioned it earlier, 30 years I've been president here. And there was apparently, during that long period of time, there were a few efforts to get rid of me, but I was provided with protectors and so on. But it has been the part of my life that has given me actually more pleasure than anything else, because it was frequent. You could go into the club and there was always a story, and there was always a bit of rancour, and there was always A is fighting with B, and did you hear what so-and-so said about something else? It was live, it was a live piece of Dublinese, and I carry it with me. I should have written it down, but everyone says that, but you never do. You carry it in the back of your head. Anyway, what Brian organised in a kind of way, for years I went downstairs, and we had a succession of models. And it's the best preparation for a life of observation, because if you can observe the fabric of the human figure, you can draw Upper Fitzwilliam Street easily enough. It's quite simple to do there. But it's tricky enough to draw from life, and it's extremely difficult to model from life. And the drawing really is a preparation for the modelling. And the modelling is a wonderful excuse, because you can put your hand on a nice shapely shoulder, and indeed even further, and say, I'm interested in art. And if you get away with it, and you can, because truthfully, you must have a feeling for the shape of things to understand it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Anyway, even just to turn up now in my latter years before I finally disappear, which no one, I think, is armed with knives to get rid of me. I raise my hand in benediction to you all, and thank you for listening, coming to the club, supporting the club. And the club is remarkable. A whole lot of clubs in Dublin have collapsed, but the United Arts Club, it's quite true, we're 110 years old. I remember going up with the members 10, 12 years ago to Arsenal Throne to receive the presidential benediction for success. and to retell some of the better stories that derive from this place. So it's a part of Dublin that is representative of in a certain area in Irish life. The cultural area and indeed the visual art area is an important factor here, and it's worth having this. There was something like it in Belfast years ago, but it was touched by a deliberate avoidance of politics. But it didn't survive. Someone finally wanted the building and they had to go out. But we own this building and we won't easily surrender. Thank you very much. Good luck. God bless.
Thank you.